Medicom?
How much do you spend?
Do we have a next presenter? No? What about Gevers?
Gebbers.
You know that apple orchard? No? We're not discussing that?
We will. We're just discussing how we're going to discuss it.
Thanks for reminding us to discuss it. Okay. They're all making sure that they're all short. Nobody got to do it now.
Okay. I'll start off by saying that
Okay, hold on.
the tribe has leased approximately 1,000 acres to Gibbers over the years, and they put orchards in and developed some. I think we all know a lot that includes a golf course, and I think they're building condos on that golf course right now.
Hotel. It's a hotel.
It's a hotel? Okay.
Yeah, we haven't seen a permit, or safety plans or anything, and there's public safety.
Really?
Wow.
So that hasn't been reported to us, but it is now, so that's good. The plan for doing that was to, I think their plan was after 3 years, we'd recruit about 3,000 per acre of income to the tribe that we've never had before. And that would actually amount to $3 million a year of new income. And which is, you look at it a couple ways, you know. We're kind of making Gibbers rich off of our lands, but then we're also looking at it as they're using our water, showing our water usage from the Columbia River. And that's something that we have to show. Is when we go and fight for our water rights, we need to show that we're using those rights too. So that's kind of a premise or a thought behind that. And just, so I kind of gives a little introduction to what's going on there. And I know last, couple days ago when I picked up my mail and I read an article in the Tribune that says Gibbers is working on what is a cooperative agreement with us for about 450 acres of land. Yeah, something like that. And it listed some improvements they're going to do, and I was kind of shocked to see that because all I've known since I've been on council is that they had talked to Gibbers about the possibility of doing a cooperative agreement with cold storage somewhere on the reservation where they're developing their orchards. And so somewhere along the line, I was told the name, our Cody Dizitel is in charge of our, I don't even know his title.
Natural Resources.
Natural Resources
Director, yeah.
Director, and he has been working with them on this agreement. And I don't know what other council are involved in it, so I'm not going to throw nobody under the bus on this. But on one hand, it's a similar agreement to what we already have, which does give the tribe income back. And I think there's a factor here that we're all kind of missing on this. I've never seen an employment down there, and I think that should be part of the agreement too. But I think we'll be having some meetings on this to discuss what's actually going on. I know none of this has gone through our committees that I know of.
I just wanted to mention that on our webpage, there is a comment, information in regards to the permit, in regards to Gebbers, 467 acres. Mm-hmm. And what you're talking about is posted, mm-hmm. and it's open for public comment. So, and it talks about the development, also has the information about the environmental impact, and if this is part of our process in order to get permits. As far as I know, there's not any permit. One of the things, again, I heard that there was some construction going on, mm-hmm. and I don't know for sure, but I'll check on it.
Yeah, it is part of our 3D process, yes. But I guess my question in all this is, I guess anyone can plan to do something, but we're, as far as I know, we're not a party to the planning yet.
Well, that sounds very strange.
I'm not happy with that.
Sounds like you could stop it and be behind it.
Well, yeah,
You're the Omak district.
we're not happy about it. I just read about it, that's what I'm telling you.
I just ran across The construction company that's under the general for the Gebbers, I ran into the sub, one of the subs that are doing the prep for the property, and they're gonna be here 2 to 3 months after they get the initial grading done and whatever else they do to prep the site. And then they're gonna be here when the construction starts to do underground around the general construction, and I just found that out yesterday, 'cause I just,
Yeah, and as Larry has stated, they are going through the tribe's 3P process, which is to do these kind of projects.
It says in your broadcast that the Cabo Federated Tribes Givers Farms Orchard Environmental Assessment is available for public review. Comments are due April 16th. So please contact Chastity Walk for more information. My only concern is those of us who grew up around orchards, you know that through the years, they have removed a lot of orchards along the riverbeds. And so I don't know where this land is, but that would be my concern, because once you put an orchard there, you're spraying, you're fertilizing, and that can contaminate the water. So my only concern is that we're very, very careful when we put these orchards.
Yeah, today on the way back from this meeting, I contacted John Weiss, he's Givers' I don't know, he's the general manager? Right-hand man. Right-hand man. He's in charge of all these development projects, and I had asked him if he would be available at our district meeting, so he will come to our next meeting. And we'll bring Cody in here, and we'll have all the information that's needed on this. Because I think we need to get a grasp on it, certainly.
I know there was quite a lengthy article in the Wenatchee Daily World too. And it was about the tribal meetings with the givers and agreements, you know, and all these types of things. So if you guys are out in the dark, who's acting on this? Is it just a special few in the council and they're not sharing with you guys? Because it was also mentioned that givers would be coming forth. Part of the plan for the tribe was to provide 4 scholarships to tribal members that would be interested in going into horticulture or farm work or anything like that, agriculture, which would be a good thing if they're going to, you know, pay for 4 scholarships for tribal members. That would be ideal. But for not many of you knowing what's going on, and left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing, we need to get together and find out for sure. And is the orchard going to be up on the top? Where they've already developed orchards up there years ago, and they're already piping water up there. So where the location, is that between Brewster and Bridgeport? So that's the only place I could think of that they'd be putting in any more orchards.
Oh, no, there's a lot of land.
There's a lot of land.
Yeah, go down by the volunteers and all that land in there. But I don't know where it
They're
is.
talking about more land than that.
That second entrance there between,
That's what I was saying.
yeah, there's thousands of acres in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna be taking notes.
That's right. That's where I grew up down there. I know that country well.
And I think a lot of us hunt down there, and that's our homelands.
Yeah, my other concern is
So I'm not
that,
happy with it at all.
my other concern is that you know that givers, you know that their projection plan, year after year, is to create more jobs. And they have to create more jobs to keep their business going. And so that's kind of like there's no limit. And so I think that our council should really look into, you know, how they plan their future. You know, if you give them access and have them plant orchards, 1,000 acres, they're gonna come back next year and they're gonna want more.
Give them an inch to take them
Yeah,
out.
I think that's, right now, this discussion here is the pre-planning for what we should do. I mean, they've done nothing yet, and no one's approved anything yet.
Don't do it.
So bring up all your comments now, so we'll get it heard. I mean, that's why we're listening, and that's what we're discussing. Please, or Sherry first.
Well, our police officer just said that they're down there clearing land. What, that's a little ahead of planning.
Well, I don't know, I don't know if that's land
If
they've
you have
already
a
leased.
cat disturbing the soil, artifact, I'm completely opposed to it. And I grew up down there. And has any one of the three of you been back up from Bridgeport, up from Chief Joe Dam there?
Yeah, I have.
Like even at the golf course?
Yeah, I have
There-
that way. 'Cause we don't-
They have an encampment back in there where they bring in Jamaicans and God knows who. They've got all kinds of cabins back in there. Who approved that? Is that on private land? And, you know, that's awfully close to the river.
Yeah, those are good questions, because it's been here a long time.
And like my neighbor said there, you know, when you get these orchards in now, they use a different type of pesticide and sprays and whatnot in these orchards that some of them stay forever. Is that what we want on our land? I'm very much opposed to it. And,
To save some water.
you know, even though they are taking out of the river, they have to have right-of-ways to get across our land in several places. So how is that going on? And there is groundwater other than the river. And if these orchard sprays and contaminants are going into our groundwater, that's going to be affected for years and years and years. I cannot believe that we are even at this point where we've allowed givers to put a cat on the land and start clearing. And this 3P process, you know, how much say is the membership going to have in it? You, our council, don't even know about it, other than you read in the Tribune.
I think that's a little unfair.
You know, that's kind of scary.
It's just, I'm not sure if they're have their cats on land that's already leased or not, so that's.
Well, what did the young man say?
Because he sees them out there working, and we don't know if it's.
Well,
land
if
that's
they're
already
out there and working, what are they doing? Picking up marbles?
Well,
I doubt you do that with heavy equipment, Edwin.
Yeah.
Well, we
It may
might
be,
be.
all I'm saying is it may be land they've already leased.
Edwin, we might be talking about private land, because Givers, they bought a lot of that land. The tribe lost it in a land sale.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we can
So-
certainly look into that.
Yeah.
Please.
We're talking about tribal.
Because I think we're all interested in this and making a good decision here.
And for scholarships, they offered that last go around with that bunch that they snowed us with. That's nothing.
We certainly don't want to deal with pollution and leaching of the ground and stuff like that, because we're still dealing with the neck Cominco on the Columbia River. Canada. It's a nightmare having to deal with that stuff. It affects our kids and everybody.
Believe it or not, there are other agricultural projects that we could be growing.
all right. No, I'm just kidding.
Like the great big
Well-
house.
And hemp and canola.
Grapes.
No.
You know, a long time ago, we brought up bringing, vineyards and some of this land that would be really feasible for vineyards. And then that meant winemaking and, oh my God, our tribal members are enough into alcoholism. We don't want to raise grapes to encourage alcoholism. And so what do they do? The next page, every year is marijuana. Hello. Hypocrisy.
Yeah, what was it? The Washington State got 709 million out of last year.
From legalized marijuana sales.
Mm-hmm, 709 million. Money.
How many million to take care of all the ones that get addicted?
I think it's a lot better than heroin. Hand over the pot and take away the heroin.
Yeah, can we
One needs the
request,
other.
when we have our next meeting, that you bring back a report on Givers Farm?
Oh,
Because-
sure, I'm gonna bring that here even.
Yeah, that would be really interesting.
Yeah, I think part of the comment period is discussions like this. So,
Can we find out who's making the deals?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, who's got a copy?
Let's see those signatures.
I think the full report's on the website. There's a link, I saw it this morning, but it's really thick. It's about 100 pages.
Well, that environmental
53
report is
pages.
54 pages.
Yeah, so you just gotta, I'm sure there's some names in there.
Well, I know we didn't approve any funding for any studies or anything like that, so if somebody is making decisions here, I don't know who. But we will bring that information to the next meeting.
Surprising your planning department isn't in on this. And that was the last thing I was gonna ask you.
Yeah.
Have you ever did a strategic plan? You know, 5 years, 10 years,
The
what we're
I think
doing?
Community economic development
just hired a
strategy is
new
what
one.
that's supposed to be for. But that's a supposed.
The planning department, as you know, has been pretty stagnant or hasn't done anything in the past, I don't know how many years.
I'll go
We're gonna be changing that.
Maybe you don't need a planning department.
Really, I mean,
That's why I had one thing, that Omak district from Omak back this way, there's a lot of checkerboard and a lot of non-Indian feed land. When you get on top of the wheatland and come down to those orchards, a lot of non-tribal land up there. And over the years, for sure all my lifetime, probably before my lifetime, we've had pretty much zero interest in trying to buy those lands. Instead, then lands come up for sale over the years, like 30, 40 years ago, the land was pretty cheap. You could buy some of the big ranchers that could have bought it real cheap back then. Because whenever you hear the price goes up, and it still is bottom of our land purchase priority list. So everything's been in the past and prioritized towards like forests, towards business sites. Pretty much all of south west corner reservation is like zero priority. Historically, from the tribe standpoint, we've let land come and go hundreds of times down there, and it's kind of gotten like no attention ever. And then there was a bad case that came up. I forget the year, but the Yakimas had a land use case where they contested some activities taking place in the top of their Swapito area where it's agricultural land. They got their butts kicked in that case. They lost all jurisdiction in that orchard land, agricultural land, which is real similar to what's going on down towards the Bonds and down there. And so if there's anything like what happened to the Yakimas, we probably don't have any jurisdiction in those types of areas. And so I guess if we look at it that way, what are our options? We can do nothing, just kind of.
Look in the water.
The other option is we can go into partnership with these people, get some kind of control as a partner, or we can fight it against this. There's probably more options. That's how we need to think of looking at that. And I've been trying to figure out a way, how do we buy that land? That'd be open there, so we can buy all that land back. But to do that, we need to make revenue off of it. We need to make some kind of revenue off that land to buy it. I don't think the council's gonna give us file money to buy it. We're gonna figure out how can we make money off the land and pay for itself. And so one answer is to grow crops, like you say. You look around here, how many farmers are you going to see in the reservation now? There's not a lot, really. And so we're going to train the generation of people to do that, I think. Where we're going to learn that from, I think we need to learn from successful operators, whether it's Givers or somebody else. We need to train the group of farmers. I grew up on a ranch. I'm not trying to be an expert at it. This is a lot of work. You need to have a lot of knowledge. It's not a simple thing. And I don't think we have that workforce right now. But this is what's the issue out there. And I've been aware, we've been talking about this concept for a while. I wasn't aware of this exact plan, but we've been talking about how we develop agriculture industry, how do we go about doing that. One of the ways would be joint venture. And so it's been talked about for years, really. But I guess we're getting to that point. And so technically, if you go by the Yakima case, if they go on fee property, there's nothing lost if they does go to the tribe right now. I think different attorneys have different opinions, you know. I'm talking to Mike Taylor when he was here. He thought we could take him on and win the case. And he agreed with that. But then we have other attorneys that have different opinions. And I'm kind of thinking we probably could win it, but that's kind of how I think. But not everyone agrees with me. And so I guess a safer way is to kind of go into some kind of partnership. Whether this is a good deal or not, I don't know. If they're just basing it from the land, that's federal action, federal action requires National Environmental Policy Act, approval, which is the environmental assessment. That's what this 3P process is about.
Thank you for your opinion, Mike, I always appreciate it.
My access
But,
to
you know, the other thing down there, and we do have some control because we have the right to permit things to happen on our reservation. And if they have a big housing community like that, like I've seen down there, there has to be some permits for
That's
septics and all of
That's
that.
exactly what the Yakima case was about. It's not going to be.
Oh,
But you
But they have,
lease
they
it
have
to-
to go across tribal land to get there.
Sometimes.
I looked at the county record, tax records on that land where you're talking, it is fee land, it's not tribes. A lot of it is. It's checkerboarded, so.
And yes, we can do business. We had a company from India that wanted to come in and show us how to do the canola and put up a plant here and eventually turn it over to us. There's a high demand for canola oil in India, and they would have paid us 5 times the price we could have got here, and nobody would follow through. But that goes along with your strategic planning and
So
your
you see what
planning.
you're up against. You know, I was one of the ones that did wine studies in 1975 or somewhere back then. First things I worked on, and it looked good then, looked good from a business standpoint, and this started real not doing that because of alcohol and stuff. And so now we got wineries in south of us, wineries north of us.
We also got
wineries all around us.
dispensaries.
We don't have any though.
Just saying.
But the land's still there.
Well, I'm not saying, you know, it's not a good plan. I mean, Givers Farm, they planted orchards and they've been, you know, doing really well where there was just nothing but sand. But I'm just saying, we just need to be careful of our riverbeds and what land is being used where we put those orchards. But I agree, I mean, we have to be looking at some other way to make money since we lost our forests and lumber industry.
And I think we need a diversity of jobs, and not everyone wants to work in the government, not everyone wants to work in some people like private transportation. Seen a cowboy or whatever. And so we need different jobs for everyone. Gold?
Can I say? I just wanted to, I'd like to address your comment as one where you said, get rid of planning. Well, I'm the first day that got rid of, you got rid of. I would just let everybody know here, I was let go because I have a breathalyzer thing. And I was headhunted, and I could sit here and look at all you guys and say, you know what? I sat with William for a long time and talked to him, and you know what? This is the strategic planning. I got let go February 9th, but on February 8th, we had a strategic planning meeting. This was William, my boss, planning manager, on the phone. University of Washington came in. The professor was even confused. Why isn't he participating? Why isn't he involved? So why aren't we strategic planning? It's not about the people in there. It's about the leadership. And the leadership, you guys have everything about it. And you know, you want to change everything, change it, you know. Do something different. What you're doing right now is like doing it after the fact. Okay, we're gonna get in there, we're gonna check. You don't know what's being done down there. You just read it in the paper. You know, you're my leader, and you're not even, you read it in the paper and not involved. I thought, you know, that's a real setback for, you know.
Well, you're planning, I wish you would have told us about this
I was a grant writer, I wasn't a planner. You want
True
me to
politician.
Make some words, and but it's everywhere, you know?
Yeah.
It's everything we do. It's in general life. I'm just saying, now we're talking about property, we don't even know what's there. Well, make them fence it. Stop, you know, make them know where their territory's at.
Make them
Evers.
accountable.
Make our animals not have to get shot. Those are the things that the people care about. The people care about what you're doing and what you're knowing, Omak district, and we don't even know what Gebers is doing down there, all the things that they're doing. If we lease it, we have a say. We can control it. If it's within our area, we should have jurisdictional employment. There's a lot of things, taxation, anything. We aren't doing it. You know, we could tax, we could get into all these businesses here and get some of that tax. Fight the state for something. Get some money back in us. They're gonna make it on marijuana. Then let's make it on taxation and get some of the money for the businesses, B&O taxes. You know, we're talking about different, and we've been talking about this for 20 years. And when you've been there 20 years ago, you're 3 and 5.
I like your ideas of the taxation, I think that's really a strong one, for orchards and crops.
We can do that.
It was talked about a bit ago, and I remember, because I read up on it too, because they did just change that. When we talked about the taxation though, the businesses that are already there, they would have to agree to allow us to tax them because they're already there. You can't just go and be like, hey, we're just gonna do this all of a sudden, because there's quite a few businesses
We
there.
own the lease. I'm talking about Gabbard's. We own that lease. We could do something with it. We could make it more than just the 3 million. On top of what they make. That's what B&O tax is all about. Business and operational tax.
And that's kind of what I just said, at some point.
I don't know how Givers would feel about that though, if we're only taxing them, huh?
You can lease land for the tribe, that's one way to do it. At some point, we can turn screws up, I'm not gonna say it's cheaper just to buy the land over here. And so you're facing a lot of options, and they're looking at different options too. Somewhere else in the end,
Good discussion, I like it.
Thank
I
you.
think that,
Well, to me, they have one of our tribal members in their back pocket and whatnot in order for us not to know crap about that spot and
And the
whatnot.
worst in here.
And then ruining our land and our future growth of anything. Because if that's gonna be pesticided out with all the different things of the technology that they have today and whatnot, that land's not gonna be worth anything if they can't grow anything on there anymore. And especially if it's feeding our waters and whatnot, and our fish and whatnot. We're fighting about fish right now and whatnot, and about our having them spawn up river and stuff and everything like that. And if we're gonna keep on letting them build and grow trees on our land and everything, it's gonna ruin that topsoil, bottom soil, you name it, it's gonna ruin it, and we're not gonna be able to expand anymore, and it's gonna ruin our rivers, and our fish are gonna get deformed.
That's already happened.
And, you know, there's not very many fish that are getting all that big like they used to back in the day and whatnot. They're all little guys. And, you know,
I agree with you.
I feel really sad. I feel really sad to be sitting here with 3 of you people here and telling us, well, I didn't know that was there. That's very embarrassing for me because some of us did vote you in and whatnot. And that's really embarrassing because you're supposed to be taking care of us in our district. I know you can help other districts too, because when I have a problem and none of you guys are there to answer my question, I go to Inchalim, or I go to somebody else in another district that can help me.
you know what I think here, these plans have been going on with the few
Yeah,
councilmen.
but you
Hold on,
knew
hold
them.
on. With the few councilmen over there that have other agendas and they push this through like this, we're not happy with that. But I think it gives us time to reflect on this and do these comments and to fix what they've done. And I think also what I've been considering lately is, I think there is when you lease lands like this out, when you allow other developments out there, you have to look at what's the limit. And right now, I've considered there are 1,000 acres, kind of the limit as much as we should probably let the lease ever, until we see what's really going on, do more environmental studies and stuff, and to let planning do their strategic plans and to see where we're going with that. So I think, we can freeze what's going on. And,
Yeah.
So I think I'm at that point right now with my
Yeah.
plans.
Well, there's a sequence that has to go through. One developer has that idea. Then he has to go through these laws, this environmental assessment. The purpose of the environmental study is to get comments that you just made. And you need to have an opportunity to do that. Then the final step is council approval of the lease. That hasn't happened yet. So there's still time
And the
to
thing
either
that,
deny it, approve it, or change it.
the other
Hasn't happened
thing
yet.
that I think would be important during that process also is, it's like when you're saying public comment, those things, we should be able to write something down. Our concerns for those are going to documents, that's public.
We can, there's.
I know
places
people,
outside.
but we're here. do I have time to go to a, you know, I'm just saying, we're here talking about Gebbers and environmental, natural, that stuff should have been here. You know, we should know that, you know, without having to.
And it's part of that 4 pages forward. And on the one, there's an announcement of where you can actually go and make these comments, and there's several places that you can do that.
One of the things, I guess, the thing about the planning with Gebbers and going forward is I think that with this input, you know, people don't always go to those public meetings. I'm just saying, why can't we include this just so that you can see all these other comments, then you're gonna bring up other, because you guys are, what it sounds like when you go to the 3P process, that's all good, but why don't you do an environmental study on the up and the down river and then take that into account too, because you bring another orchard in, what's it today? And then in 3 years, test it again. How is it affected, adding that? Then you can determine whether you're gonna get 1,000, do another 1,000
Oh, like
acres
a
or not. They're
baseline.
probably beyond it.
They do, that's part of the NEPA process.
But I'm talking about waters, they do it around and
No,
around. I'm at
they have a
water,
whole.
continual testing,
Yes.
continual,
Yeah, it's in.
and we're
it's in
still
the-
okay in all that property to be leased?
We haven't
There's
okayed
no
it yet.
effects,
We
no
didn't
effects
say
to
it.
it,
It
is
has-
what you're saying?
No, we
There's
didn't.
no, we can still do our comments. The Environmental Protection Act alone you have standards. There's the Water Protection Act and so on, that these.
But they're
the
already
test-
breaking ground, they're already out there moving dirt, that's what I'm
I
saying,
hear
is
you.
they need to know.
I'm like
They
you,
need to
Lisa,
know.
I'm like you. I'm really concerned. I'm
Very.
hearing these individuals concerned, and we're going to continue, like all of us want, is we need to be active. We want to be proactive. Unfortunately, right now, this is a reactive. And reading the study, started in 2012. Yeah, so.
Well, it's our leadership, you
But
know,
you know
not,
what, if they are breaking ground right now, it gives us more power to stop them.
well, it's just if we found our boundaries and make them fence in or line it, something, so then they know, and then somebody could drive down there and say, you're doing it, you know, and fight them.
Exactly.
Go down there and dress up all Hispanic looking and just watch and.
Oh, yeah, she's good. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm Mexican. I can say things like that, all right?
No, I think that's quite a bit of what we're doing, you know. You know me, I've been one of the more vocal people here in the Omak district meetings for, believe it or not, over 10 years. And we are continuing to do things. And I'm like you, I like to investigate it, I want to find out the information, and we need to get our story out there. You know, and it's people such as yourself and Sherry and
Well, I think
Byron,
it's
and
on the
everybody's
agenda
here
to come
that's
here and
working
hear that.
on
It's
towards
crazy.
that. You know,
Yeah.
it's like finding out about the moose or the elk or if it was a moose. I should know about that as public safety. I oversee the Parks and Rec. So these are types of things that, again, sometimes it's after the fact, you know.
And we get more orchards, we're gonna get more orchards.
So
It's gonna be more.
I hope you guys go through that report, because it tells you people who's there, who've been involved with it, and, you know, what sections, there's actual maps in there. If you all want to know and see what it is, there's maps in there. And it shows that there's property right along the river, and these are trust properties. So look,
We also pay people to look and do all that for us, so why, you know.
sometimes they, apparently
Because it's
they
being
don't
overlooked
feel-
anyway, so if we
Yeah,
don't all
if we don't look
investigate
for
and
our
say
leadership,
something.
Why should we look at it?
Then why are you making?
I have
Sorry, are we here to argue?
No, I'm just asking.
I'd like to see that report put into layman's terms into 2 pages instead of 54, so I don't have to read it, okay? Okay.
I'd like to say one thing, you know, I don't know why, you know, 40 years, almost 40 years ago, I tried to develop 64 acres down there across the Palmer here. I even cleared the land and I put a plan together for the orchard, all the costs, because the council said that they would fund me. I took this to the council and they said, oh, we don't have no money. So I went across the river there. They wouldn't help me because it was Indian land. So everything went out the door. That land's still sitting down there. My old homestead's still down there. And the sagebrush is growing back on it. Everybody knows where it's at. How come you guys aren't smart enough to get your own orchard systems working instead of working with some white guy?
You know what, we're working with the USDA on getting a lot of farmers started with orchards or alfalfa
I
lands.
heard about it, I
And
know.
with Ricky Gabriel.
Yeah, I
And,
know.
we'll work with you on this and get, and see what we can do. to
Well, I'm
get
an old
this-
man now.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, I'm
any young
64 years
person,
old, I could
anybody-
do now, but,
yeah.
you know, you guys, you know, Gibbons, the only reason Gibbons is here is because he's out of land. He's done everything he's got. Now he's looking over here across the river on our land. And he wants more, he wants to get more, he wants to get more richer, you
He's
know.
buying in the Bethel, Oroville, everywhere.
Yeah.
You're right.
So, anyway, it's just, great.
Yeah.
I just hope that you guys don't deal with it.
No, I agree with it's,
Yeah, I know what you
we're
have
totally
to do.
discussing it, so.
Okay, wait, I just want to say this, please. There's going to be a candidate forum to be held at the Omak Community Center. It's going to be on April 23rd, that's a Saturday, 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. It's all incumbents and candidates, they're all invited to attend. You can make membership, and it's open to all the districts. Come and have a chance to win a new use prize. I'm giving stuff away, I'm hoping you guys will show up because you don't know what the prizes are. It could be really cool, of course, I could just be lying, I'm just kidding. And also, the first 8 people to come and sign in, if they showed up, you will get a box of Girl Scout cookies. So, there's also a potluck, please bring your favorite dish, okay?
Also, and to follow up on that, I just got my ballot in the mail today, so don't vote yet until you come to the forum or the
Right,
forum.
definitely. Have your questions in hand and make sure that you know, you're ready. Because they have to be. Right, everyone, since you're not invited? No, I'm just kidding.
We adjourn.
We're adjourned.
Oh, Jesus. Hi. Where are we at?